Hey everyone, in this video we're going to be talking about the truth about the glamorous lives of people on social media. Now, this video was inspired by yet another person who has come out and mentioned this. There have been a lot of successful social media influencers who have mentioned this already. You have Superwoman, who is a famous YouTuber who has like millions upon millions of subscribers. She did a whole video about this, about how what her life looks like on Instagram is completely just the highlights, and that her real life behind the scenes is a lot more work and more boring. And even Justin Bieber has written about this on his Instagram before he deleted it. And if you Google it, you'll still find like remnants of him talking about that. But the truth about the matter is that it's not talked about enough. And that's because there's so many more influencers, thousands, who don't talk about it. And in fact, they go the opposite extreme. They will make it seem like this is their lives. And you probably know them if you have spent any amount of time on Instagram in particular, but also Facebook. And it also kind of happens on YouTube. And that's when they show these snapshots of their life, and every day it looks like they're at some new tropical destination, and they have like infinite money to blow, and they're just traveling around the world. And this video was actually inspired by another person coming out and saying this, and her name was something like Chelsea McGeehee, and she is yet another Instagram model or something like that. I'm not really sure what she does, but she has a lot of followers on Instagram and Snapchat. So she started talking about this on her Snapchat, and she just said how her life is although it seems glamorous, what she actually does is she works as a server. And I'm guessing that means like bartender or like bar server, like alcoholic server. And she saves all her money. She's very frugal with it, and she saves it, but then she just blows it all on travel. So I wouldn't say that's perfectly financially responsible. I would never do that myself. However, she does understand, even if she doesn't realize it, one element of a framework of good personal finance, maybe not all the elements, which is focus your money on what you value more. And for her, she values travel more and experiences more, and so she's willing to cut back on other things, whether it's fancy dress or clothes or food, in order to save more for travel. And so that's what she revealed. She revealed that what she did was she saved all her money, then spent it on travel, and repeated and kept doing that. And so on social media, it looks like every day or every week she's going to a new place and she has infinite money, but that's not the case, and she works for it. So I think that's very interesting for two big reasons. The first is, again, just a reminder to you that you should not buy into these curations of what you see on Facebook, Instagram, or anything else, because it's easy to manipulate and easy to make it look like you live this life when you don't. And unfortunately, I see it even on the smallest of levels. And what I mean by that is that probably you have people as peers, as classmates, who do this too. I don't know what it is, but girls love to showcase the best parts of their life. Even if they only have like 200 followers, I'm sure you know at least one girl that's your classmate or the peer who does that same thing. And I guess it may just be like a genetic natural tendency for girls to like show off and make them appear better than they actually are to attract guys. I don't know what it is, but they do it. And it sucks because it's not good for your mental health or happiness. And there's a great book on this. It's called The Happiness Advantage. And then there's another one called The How of Happiness. And both mention how social comparison and dwelling are two of the worst things you can do to your happiness. And unfortunately, we're prone to do them naturally, and then social media accelerates the process because everyone's comparing themselves to each other. So further reading, check those books out. The second big reason why this is really important is because now that you know about this, you can protect yourself from this, and you can maybe just spend a little less time on this, and also know that just because you're seeing this stuff does not mean it's actually there. And in conclusion, I have a challenge for you. I challenge you to find one action you can take. It can be a small action that you can take right now so that you can make your life better for the future and have fun in the process. And the purpose of this is so that rather than being that guy who's just always wishing and always, never actually getting to the point where he gets that lifestyle that he wants, but he just sits in his house and watches these feeds. What's one action you can take to better your life so that maybe one day you can live the lifestyle that you want to live, rather than just sit there and be jealous of others for it? So this can be the smallest of things, whether it's maybe seeing if you doing some research on a job you can get, or doing some research on a side business that you can start. Or if that's even too much, just researching is too much, how about just doing one YouTube video that could potentially take off? Now, maybe that's overdone and it's too crowded of a field and too competitive. Maybe just think of something. Yeah, I'm just giving you ideas here that can better your life. Maybe it's something as simple as picking something that you really enjoy and finding a way of getting a little bit better at it. Maybe it's something like video games that you don't think can turn into a career that makes money, but you never know. And if you can, hopefully, I advise you to at least try and choose something that you know already makes money, because that makes it a bit easier. So maybe that's something like, oh, maybe I can read a book on personal development or business, and maybe just one page of that book, and it will help me. So that gets the wheels turning. And the reason that I emphasize that it has to be fun is because otherwise you don't do it, or you pick something that makes a lot of money that's not fun, and you never actually get there because you're not motivated enough to. So keep that in mind. And quite honestly, there are people, especially on YouTube, who are rich. There is a channel like Mo Vlogs that's blowing up right now, and they have he has a lot of money. Apparently his dad's super rich and he inherited a lot of money, and he grew his YouTube channel by showing off that wealth. Don't let it get you down, and if you're recognizing that it's unhealthy, take a break from watching those channels. And unfortunately, social media can do that to you. Some people like to glamorize it and say it's perfect in every way and it's only beneficial. There are plenty of things that it is helpful for, as I always talk about in my other videos, but that's obviously not always the case. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this video helped, and I'll see you in the next video. Subscribe.